Hey, what is up guys, I'm video, and today I'm going to bring you another video, and it's going to be another hypothetical video, and this is going to be one why Isaiah Thomas could go to the New Orleans Pelicans. Now before you jump down my throat for calling me a Pelicans fan and biased to the Pelicans because I'm from New Orleans, and that I'm just never going to happen, go kill yourself, crucify me, do anything you want, leave dislikes, because, last time I made a hypothetical video, or a joke of any sort, didn't end up very well. New York Knicks deal. But anyway, so yeah, just know this is all hypothetical and like how this could happen and how it would help, and like I'm gonna get in all of those juicy details. So I'm not saying this is going to happen for any of the 3-year-olds out there. I'm saying this like is hypothetical and what would happen if you went there. All right. So yeah, and without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my first reason is actually going to be how this could actually happen, or like how Isaiah Thomas would even go about going to the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, as many people know, and if you don't know this, you've been living under a rock. Isaiah Thomas is a very, very good scorer, but he, with great scoring and how much he does score a game, it comes with him dominating the ball for a large portion of the game, which is proven throughout his stats as he averages 28.9 points per game, so almost 30 points a game, 5.9 assists per game, and 2.7 rebounds per game. And yes, 5.9 rebounds per game, that's almost 6 assists, assists per game, that's almost 6 assists per game, but I mean, he's way more ball dominant if you actually watch him. So yeah, and his contract actually is going to expire, and next year, so he will be able to sign with any team he wants to if he doesn't go back to Cleveland. And the Pelicans, yes, they have a really bad salary cap situation, but two extremely bad contracts actually expire for the Pelicans, and Omer Ashik and Alexis Ajinça. Thank God they're going to be leaving. Plus up for that. And like now let's get into like that why this move would even make sense for Isaiah Thomas to go there. So the Pelicans' second best player, who is DeMarcus Cousins, who is probably the best center, if not the second best center in the entire league. And this dude averages 1.3 blocks per game. He passes good for his size, averaging 3 assists per game. And I mean, he's a center, so obviously he's not too ball dominant. And I mean, he's just going to be in there for defense and inside scoring. He can shoot a little bit, but mostly inside scoring and defense. Well, then their best player on their team is Anthony Davis, debatably one of the best players in the entire NBA as of right now. And he's a lot more ball dominant than DeMarcus Cousins, but I think a real big reason is because he's never really played with a true point guard, as he's had Drew Holiday as his best point guard he's ever played with. Drew Holiday's good and all, he's a former All-Star, but he's just, he's not really among the elite point guards. And I mean, the dude averages 2.1 assists per game, and I mean, he 2.2 blocks per game also. So he's really good on defense, and he can kind of pass. But I do think with the addition of Isaiah Thomas, that he would be able to pass a lot more, and he would just be able to be an all-around better player, and he won't be as ball dominant. Because at the end of last year, DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis were pretty much scoring all of the Pelicans' points. And if you add Isaiah Thomas there, I do not think that he will really need to. They will need to completely score, as Isaiah Thomas is completely capable of scoring a ton of points. And now how this would actually help the New Orleans Pelicans, well, obviously they would be getting a top point guard in the league, but this would also help them out with their scoring and their three-point lack of, because really the only player that they have that can shoot threes is Drew Holiday, and he's not a knockdown shooter himself, as we traded Buddy Hield and Tyreek Evans, who are our two best shooters, for DeMarcus Cousins, which was a great trade, but yeah. But then Isaiah Thomas is one of the best scorers, shooters, all-around good players in the league. He averages, like I said, almost 30 points a game. He will really help with the scoring load. So then you have 3 really good players, and of course, with a extremely ball-dominant point guard, you usually can't have another ball-dominant star player, as we've seen with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, as they were too ball-dominant, and like they really took turns of being dominant and didn't really play together. But with 2 big men like of this caliber plus a great point guard, I do think that this would actually mesh extremely well. Yes, I'm aware that this will most likely not happen, one, because I'm a Pelicans fan, and the Pelicans get nothing good, and I mean, the Pelicans can go kill themselves. I mean, it's pretty much how it goes every year, but the extremely off chance that this does happen, I do think that this would be one of the better teams in their conference. I mean, I think they would be able to compete with the Timberwolves and all of them. I don't think they could beat the Warriors, obviously. I don't even think they could beat Cleveland with the team, but I do think they could at least go to the second round in the playoffs, which would be extremely good. And so yeah, let's just go over a little recap before I end the video. So how this could actually happen is Isaiah Thomas. He's obviously a free agent next year, and I mean there's kind of a chance that he will leave Cleveland next year, and he's extremely ball dominant, which means signing in a place where two big men are the most dominant players would make tons of sense. And then actually why the move would make sense is that since Isaiah Thomas is so ball dominant, going to a place with two like maybe two possible future Hall of Famer big men who aren't all that ball dominant, going with them and adding Isaiah Thomas in that, I think they would mesh extremely quickly. And how this would actually help the Pelicans is because they've obviously lacked in scoring in the past few years and a knockdown shooter, and Isaiah Thomas is definitely a knockdown shooter and all-around scorer, which would be extremely good. Plus, like I said, he averages 6 assists per game, almost 6 assists per game at least, and with that, you never know. So, unfortunately, guys, that's going to be it for this video. And at any point, if you actually did like the video, hit the like button, it would mean a lot. And also hit the subscribe button if you really, really like the video. And comment below if you want more videos like what if type, like this is like a what if type of video, or like hypothetical videos or next Super Team videos. And if you don't know what the next Super Team videos is, that is a playlist that I have on my channel, and a series that I do is actually really successful. Go check it out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. All my videos on this channel are hypothetical. Yes, I know I'm saying that a lot, but I have to make it retard proof, because if you don't, then, well, you have 12-year-olds commenting on your video. Dude, chill, it's never... You know, before I get any more mad, kids, don't think I forgot about you either. Remember, kids, never do vegetables, always eat drugs, stay safe, Reese boat, goodbye.